today, welcome Renato to the Tech Day Pakistan event. And he will be speaking on how Copilot Studio and OpenAI can help you create custom AI assistants for your business. Over to you, Renato, and you can take it from here. Introduce yourself, and you have next 50 minutes.
Awesome. So let me share my screen, and also I can explain to you about these features that I will show you today. Let me copy these information that I have here just to show to you about myself, and then we can start. The idea is not to show a specific slide or something like that. The idea is to show you on the practice how you can grow your things. Let me share my screen. Not this screen here. Let me stop sharing. And then thanks again for joining to this session. The idea is to help you to understand better about the content that we have, how you can grow your opportunities with this technology here. So let me swap this presenting, the slides and so on. So morning everyone. So again, so my name is Renato Romão. So I'm a senior developer from at Star. So I'm building different solutions using Power Platform, and not only Power Platform, but Microsoft 365 as well. So today I'm Copilot Studio super user. Can you see my screen? Just to check. How good? Can you see the slides? Just to confirm.
Yes, your slides are
Yeah.
visible.
Okay, perfect. So it's showing a wrong one. So I'm a Copilot super user, and also I'm helping Microsoft to share the knowledge with different people. So I'm helping people on the Microsoft blog. So in the Microsoft community. So, and also if you have any questions during this session, I have a Udemy course as well. So all content is in English. So I have a Udemy course if you have any questions or if you would like to learn more about Copilot Studio. So I have a free course. The idea is to update this course later. So the idea is to combine the content that I have here that I'm sharing with you. About Azure OpenAI and things like that. And also the idea is to share more content. So if you have any questions or if you would like to learn more about this content, you can ping me on LinkedIn later as well. So what is Azure OpenAI? What's Power Virtual Agents, aka Power Virtual Agents, but later, so now it's Copilot Studio. So Microsoft is updating and sharing different technologies, and one of the technologies that we have available is Copilot Studio. In the past, so Copilot Studio is part of the Power Platform solution. Power Platform solution it's a combining tool that you can create your apps, Power Apps, by using different apps like Canvas apps, model-driven apps, and so on. We have Power Automate Cloud Flows that we can automate process by using not only cloud flows, but we can automate process internally, locally by using robotic process automation. We have Power BI that we can automate, we can create our reports, our analysis by using the data. And also we have Power Virtual Agents and a Copilot Studio that we can build our chatbots. So why I'm using Azure OpenAI instead of using ChatGPT OpenAI only? Because when we are talking about the data, and also when we are talking about training data behind the scenes, our documents, our the organization documents, and also when we are talking about the security, it's important to talk about Microsoft. When we are talking about Microsoft tools, we are talking about the security, a place that we can store quickly the data, and also we can get the data safely. So in this case, it's a good way to extract your data and also to train chatbots by using your information. So in general, let me share, let me open another screen here. And also I will explain better about Copilot. So in general, Microsoft Copilot, we have different ways to use this tool. The first one that we have is copilot.microsoft.com, that we can use our chatbot the same as you have on ChatGPT. We can use Copilot publicly by using GPT-4 in some case, depending on the time and so on, because generally, if we are using copilot.microsoft.com, we often use GPT 3.5. And also, if you are paying a premium license, you can use GPT-4, for example, or if you are logging by using a Microsoft account, you can do this in different times, like it's not all the time during the day. So in general, we have the same as we have inside inside the ChatGPT, but here we have the Microsoft tool. Microsoft is connecting with OpenAI, that is the same technology that we have in ChatGPT. But in this case here, we are using Microsoft tools. Perfect. We have Copilot. We have another tool that is called Copilot Pro. Copilot Pro, that we have the same thing that we have inside Copilot that we can use in Edge. We can use, we can install this app by using our mobile devices. We can install with Apple App Store and also Play Store as well. But with the Copilot Pro license, we are using the same as we have inside GPT, ChatGPT Plus. That we have different models. We can increase the response that we have inside the chatbot and so on. That is another plan that we have. Copilot free that we can use. We have Copilot Pro. We have Copilot for Microsoft 365. So in this case, if I check like Copilot for Microsoft 365, so with this license and also with this product, we can use the same thing that we have inside the Copilot Pro and also Copilot, but this chatbot is built for organizations. So when we are talking Copilot for Microsoft 365, we are talking about the ChatGPT inside Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and also Outlook that we have internally, our teams. So in this case, if we are making a meeting here by using Microsoft Teams, so if we decide to extract the content that we are sharing here, or if you decide to combine this meeting in a quick response, we can use ChatGPT. We can use Copilot for Microsoft 365 during the meeting, and basically we can combine things. And also we have an opportunity to use these artificial intelligence, this Copilot, with our emails. If we are sending an email to our clients or internally, we can improve our email as well. So we have different features with Copilot for Microsoft 365. And also the last one is Copilot Studio. We can use powervertagents.microsoft.com. That is the old one, powervertagents.microsoft.com. Or you can use copilot.mic. So you have this link here. If you search for Copilot Studio Microsoft, basically you have this link here, and also you can learn more about Copilot Studio. And also inside the Copilot Studio, we can build our ChatGPT with our own data. We can customize our chatbot by using our technologies. So it's a low code platform. So when we mean low code platform, we are talking about building features, building chatbot without using a code. So in the past, Power Agent was a no code platform. We cannot in the past we cannot implement code to the platform. Now we can implement some formulas by using PowerFX, and also some formulas, the same expressions that we have inside Power Automate Power Apps, and so on. So in this case, we are using a local platform to build our chatbots. And also we can store some documents internally. We can connect the chatbot with our with different websites, public websites. We can connect our data with SharePoint links, OneDrive links, and so on. So in this case, we are not only making a chatbot with the same response always. So with the default response, like if I'm asking something about this event, we have a list of speakers, the schedule, the homepage about the event, talking about the organizers, and so on. So the idea is if the user asks anything about Power Apps, or Copilot Studio, or Power Virtual Agents, or something like that. Basically, we can grow our experience inside the chatbot because we have our database. We are storing different documents. We are training the chatbot to understand better about my topic and also my things. So in this case, if I have anything about my organization, for example, in my company, we are storing information about Power Platform. If I want to train the chatbot as a Power Platform specialist, I can store different documents inside the chatbot. And then I can combine with different features. We can connect these on Teams. We can share this chatbot internally by using SharePoint site. Or if I want to implement this on a public website, I can do this. So we have different options to build your chatbot. It's important, the pricing. Often people look at the pricing page and saw that it's $200 per month. But in this case, we are not talking about only the price for Copilot Studio because we have three different types. So in this case, if you have a question about the licensing, you can send me on a message on LinkedIn later, so it's not a problem. I can help you with this. But there's let me open the documentation. So let me open the Power Platform. If I'm not wrong, I have this document available on my site as well. Let me check here. But in general, we have three types of license for Power Platform. Yeah, I have this document on my site as well. So if we look at the Power Platform guide, licensing guide, we have this option here. That is the first one that you can pay $200 per month per tenant. It's not per user. It's the benefit of using Copilot Studio as well. And also have 25,000 messages per month using AI and so on. If you are using Gen AI, that is an artificial intelligence message. So it's consuming 2 messages per message. So in this case, because we are using our artificial intelligence, but in this case, we can deploy for all channels that we have, for all connectors. We can connect with Power Platform solutions and so on. We have a lot of options. And also we can store, we have full Dataverse access as well. So in general, it's really good to use this license, even if it's too high for you and for your company. But we have another license. Let me show you another one that you can understand better about Copilot. So in this case, we have this table here on page 19. So in this page here, you can see that we have three types of license. The first one that you can pay $200 per month. The second one, we can use the Copilot Studio rights with Copilot for Microsoft 365. So in this case, if you already have Copilot for Microsoft 365 internally, you can build your chatbots by using Copilot Studio. So it's really good because Copilot for Microsoft 365, it's a really good tool that you can use internally. So if you already have, you can just connect the Copilot to create your chatbots. And also the last one, that is the last option, is to use Copilot inside the Microsoft Teams. So if you open your Teams and try to search for Microsoft Copilot Studio or search for Power Virtual Agents, you can see this chatbot and also this platform. And then you can, by using the Microsoft 365 license, you'll be available to create your chatbots. It's not using, so we have different features available. So in this case, I cannot use GenAI because it's limited features that I have available, but you can build your chatbots with Power Automate Cloud Flows, automate your process. So if the user is asking things to the chatbot, you can build different automations. So like create a request, create a project, a sales option, a sales opportunity, a client, create a client internally. So you can use this option to automate your process internally by using Copilot. And then if your organization is using this platform to connect and also to build things, basically you can increase the license and also add different things later. So in this case, you can start by using Microsoft Teams, and then you can grow slowly and also improve your organization. So in this case, we have three different types of license. I will show you the better one because we can build different things. So the first option you can try for free. So just connect your organization email and then you'll be available to open the Copilot Studio, and also you can build your chatbots. So to open the Copilot Studio, I often use powerva.microsoft.com. That is the web platform that we can build our chatbots. And then we will connect with the Azure OpenAI, just to connect both things. Because in the Azure OpenAI, we can build by using the Azure portal. With the Azure portal, we can find this platform. We can create this platform to build our chatbot. So let me check here. If I'm not wrong, I already have a chatbot for this Azure AI Studio. Let me check if I have a license, because I received a message last week, 2 days ago, that my license has been expired. Let me check here. Subscription ID, resources. And then we can leave and also create another one. Let me check here. Not this one, application, resources, PVA chatbots. Let me check if I have the Azure OpenAI here. No, it's not here. Awesome. Let me open the next one. Resource groups. It's not here as well. Let me check another one. PVA chatbots, Storm, it's not here. Anyway, let me open the Azure OpenAI. Azure OpenAI. We have Azure OpenAI service that basically it's connected with Azure accounts. So with Azure account, basically Azure is a Microsoft cloud. And with the Microsoft cloud, basically you can use basically you can automate with Azure. You have different services, and one of them are related to the AI. So you have bot framework that you can build by using Azure. You have Azure OpenAI service. We have cognitive services that we can train. We have cognition with the cognitive services. We have a way to recognize to make recognition by using faces, voices, and so on. So we have different options with Azure. So it's really good. And also to ask access to use OpenAI service, you can apply for access, and basically you'll be available to send an email to Microsoft, and then we'll make it available to your subscription as well. So you have different options to ask for this service here. Let me check here if I have this information available. PVA chatbots. I often store my chatbots by using here, this panel here. Let me check. GPT, ChatGPT. Let me open this one. And also I can check if I have access to this panel here. Let me check my projects. No, it's not available here. Anyway, we can start with the Copilot Studio, and then I can show you about the Azure OpenAI. That is the second option. So in this case, I built the same chatbot a week ago, just to show the opportunities that we have, because when we are opening the Copilot Studio, we have your chatbots that you can store. So in this case, I have different chatbots for demonstration. So in this case, you can create a new Copilot if you already have an account with Copilot Studio. Basically, you can name your chatbot. So we can call TechDay Paxton bot. We can change the language, so it's really good. And also later you can make your chatbots by using multi-language feature. So it's really good to have different features later. And also another option that you have available is to give your Copilot some knowledge by setting up your Gen AI. So you can pass your website, and then let me open the techdaypaxton.com website. And it's a good option when we are talking about AI, because the AI, we can pass a simple public website, and the AI will extract information from existing website as well. With advanced features, you can use a solution on Power Platform. So it's good to use a solution inside the Power Platform, because you can export the chatbot you can build in your environment, and then you can export and also implement these in a different environment and share with your client tenant later. Or if you are building a product and also you would like to sell this product, this chatbot, as a product, and build a product for sales. And basically you can build your chatbot by using your database, or to create a chatbot for project management, for example. You can build your chatbot, you can store in a solution, and then you can implement for each client by using Power Platform solutions. It's really quick to implement this chatbot in a different environment by using solution. Basically, you can open make.powerapps.com, go to solutions on the left-hand side, and then you can export your solution quickly through like less than 5 minutes. So to do this. So it's really important when we are talking about products, because you can build your chatbot for a marketing, and then for market, and then you can sell these as a product. So it's a good opportunity for your services. So basically, Microsoft is setting up this chatbot here, and also some features isn't available until your Copilot has finished setting up, because behind the scenes, when we have Copilot Studio, we have different topics. So for each topic, so if we need to build our chatbot, we need to think about the topics. We have custom topics that we can store things like what's the time that we are opening, speakers list, when the user wants to talk about the speakers, or when the user wants to talk about the sessions that we have available in this event, and so on. And also, apart from this, we have assistant events, assistant topics that Microsoft is building some system topics just to help you when we are building a chatbot. Because when we are building a chatbot, we need to understand the user's behaviors. So in this case, we need to think about the user experience. Like if the user say, thank you, how can I manage this message? If the user didn't find an answer with our topics, how can we manage this? We have fallback topic that we can manage this service quickly as well. So in this case, we can use the left-hand side, the topics and the plugins to access the custom topics and also the system topics available inside the chatbot. For each topic, we have an option to manage not only the topic actions, but we can manage the triggers as well. So in this case, as you can see here, we have the goodbye, greeting, lesson one, a simple topic, and also have the system that we can escalate this if you would like to use Dynamics 365 omnichannel, so you can escalate to a human person. So in this case, it's a good opportunity. And also, I sent an idea to Microsoft a while ago about to escalate this to a Teams conversation. So it's not available yet, but hope to be this feature available in the future. But we have different options here, and also like fallback if the user is not finding a response internally because we have the full topics, but we can connect with AI and so on. We have different features. So let me build another action here. So we can build a topic from blank. And also one important thing here, we can connect with Copilot plugin that is in preview yet. We can build our plugin action that is really good as well. So if you'd like to build your plugin, and also it's important because it's an opportunity as well. With plugin actions, you can build by using development. So you can develop your chatbot, your plugins, and then you can sell to different clients. Often people build chatbots with topics, simple topics, but if you build an action, plugin action, it's it will be an opportunity to connect with different platform. So like let's simulate that we are building a plugin action to connect to sales, not sales, SAP, Salesforce, Amazon, or different tools. So in this case, it's an opportunity to sell your actions or your chatbots by using this market, this opportunity, this technology. So in this case, the idea is to create from blank, and also you can create from description with Copilot that is available on Power Apps, Power Automate, and so on. But the idea is to create from scratch. As you can see here, it's basically a low-code platform. When we are talking about low-code platform, basically we can drag and drop things and make actions without implementing a code itself. When we go to plugin actions, we can make code, and also when we are developing different features. In this case, we can change the phrases. We often use 5 to 10 phrases per topic. That is important. If you have more phrases for your topic, you can do this as well. So in this case, send me the list of speakers. We can use another one. Speakers list. I would like to see the speakers. Event speakers. So like four, yeah, four phrases should be enough. Perfect. So in this case, we are using phrases. When the user send a message, something like that, we are triggering this topic here. And then we can create another action here inside the chatbot. Basically, we have different options. We can send a message to the user. We can ask a question to the user if we have different options like free text or if we'd like to ask a question with default options to the user, we can use adaptive cards. If you would like to use adaptive cards, it's really good. Adaptive cards .io. So .io. So we have this website that you can build your adaptive cards with different platforms. So you can choose the platform that you are using. So in this case, get started. So when we go to the, don't need to use the documentation. We can go to the designer on the top, on the header. And basically, if you go to the designer, you can choose the app, the host app that you are using. So in this case, if we are building an adaptive cards for Teams, it's important to look at if the Teams it's allowing me to use this version, because sometimes we are using different versions when we are building adaptive cards. But in general, we have this website that you can build your adaptive cards, and then you can copy the editor and then paste into the code. So should be simple to build your adaptive card as well. We can add a condition to validate a response from the user, or if the user is asking anything about speakers or about the event, we can make different actions by using condition. When we need to implement a condition by for different topics, it's important to look at if you have different actions. Sometimes it's important to make another topic inside to manage by using condition, because a condition has no artificial intelligence. Topic we have. So in this case, if the user is sending a message, and also it's more similar to the speakers list than the events list, the event details. So it's important to use the trigger phrases instead of using condition. We have verbal management that you can set up a new verbal that we can send it here. We have topic management that we can go to another topic, escalate these, transfer to a conversation with a human, go to another action. Call an action, that is another feature that we have that we can connect with a Power Automate Cloudflow. So with Cloudflow, we have an option to connect with different features. So in this case, we have over 1,000 connectors available on Power Automate, and also it's on Power Platform in general, but in Power Automate, we have most of them. So it's really good because we can connect with Salesforce, and also we can connect with Google or different platforms. If you have your own database or your own custom data that you have internally in your company, for example, or requests or to get the data. So basically you can use Cloud Flows and also custom connectors to connect to your data as well. And also plugins that we can build, and also connectors that we have available as well. So instead of calling the Power Automate Cloudflow to run a specific action, you can use inside the PVA, the Copilot tool as well. And also, as you can see here, we have advanced as well that we can use generative answers and also send an HTTP request if we'd like to send an HTTP request from different website. So we can use generative answers. And also in this case, we can select the input. The input is always, when we are talking about the user message, we are always talking about the system. And also the system, we have different options here. So we have activity, activity from the user message, bot name. We have different variables that by default, we have those variables that we can use. But always we can use last message text. That is the last message received by the user. If you'd like to save the history, because when we are talking about chatbot and also AI with Azure, OpenAI, or ChatGPT or something like that, we often store the history. So in this case, you can create a verbal to store the history, call Power Automate Flow to export your data, and then send the action back to the question, just to store the history, and then you can store those the history inside the verbal by using Power Virtual Agents and also Copilot Studio. But if you are not, so if it's not important for you to store the history, so you cannot use the verbal in this case. To use generative answers, basically we can connect to a data source, and basically we can use a public website. So in this case, I can use our, let me copy this, the tech Paxton, TechD Paxton. And also we have different options for public websites and for Microsoft internal sites for your bots to use to create dynamic generative answers. And also you can use your SharePoint data as well. So if you have a SharePoint site with different documents, you can use the SharePoint site as well. So it's important when we are talking about SharePoint sites, it's important to go on the settings later, security, and then you need to build your Azure app and internal Azure portal, because if you forgot to build this when we are publishing the chatbot, you cannot use, and also you cannot get the data from the artificial intelligence. And then basically you can connect to a SharePoint site. We can use Azure OpenAI service that here we can add a connection. So in this case, we can add the connection by using Azure OpenAI. We can go to Power Apps, for example. And also we can build our connection to Azure OpenAI services. So we can build a new connection here, Azure OpenAI service. Or if you already have a custom connector, you can use the custom connector as well. So in this case, if you are building a custom connector, you'll be available to connect your data later as well. Or you can use custom properties, connection properties. Sorry, just. So in this case, you can use the deployment process. So you can choose the deployment. You can choose the API version. You can change the temperature, the top, the sequence, and so on. So this is the best way when we are talking about Azure OpenAI connection, because we can connect quickly without passing the information to Power Automate and the Power Automate to back to the Power Virtual Agents and the Copilot Studio. So that is the best option. We can use this panel here to connect to Azure OpenAI service. That is the first one. And also I will show you another option that you have. And also, if you'd like to connect to your custom data, you can use this custom data available here. So that's it for now. Let me save this topic, and also later I will show how to connect to Azure OpenAI service. That is another option with Power Automate. So it's good as well, because you can track, you can save the history, and then it should be quick to check issues when the user have problems with the chatbot. Let me send information here. So, hi Tech, how about I'm searching for speakers list in the Tech Day Paxton. So it's not the same message, the trigger phrase that we have available, but behind the Copilot Studio we have the AI to extract the information from the phrases that we have available. So in this case, as you can see, we have a check available that is using this topic to use generative answers. So it's not working probably because the site is new, and also sometimes we often use the site by using a FAQ that we have questions and answers. So in this case, let me get the Copilot Studio documentation, because inside the Copilot Studio documentation, we have different questions, answers, and so on. So let me copy this website here. And also let me add the data source. I forgot to add the tech Python. That's it as well. So let me add this public website as well. Let's save this topic here. And also have a few minutes. Let me go to this quickly. So in this case, let me reset the conversation. Hi, bot. I would like to learn about tech day extend speakers. So in this case, it's using the data source that we have here. And after some time, I'll be available to have the data. So we often train the chatbot with some custom data just to make sure that we are using. So we often use this test panel here to test and guarantee that we have the data source set up correctly. Because in this case, if we have a problem with the connection, we often have a problem to get the data and also to extract the information. So as you can see, it's using this topic, but there's no message yet. So let me ask anything about Copilot Studio. Speakers list. Speakers list. Send me more details about Copilot Studio. And also we can use Microsoft documentation to extract this information here. So, and also as you can see here, in 5 seconds, I have some options available on the chatbot. In this case, it's using Azure OpenAI because we are using generative answers with data source. And by default, Microsoft is already using Azure OpenAI without consuming my license. Because when we have Azure OpenAI service, we need to pay for each message that we have because it's using GPT-3 or GPT-4. In this case, it's consuming the license that we have, and also it's increasing the price. But when we have this type of generative answers, so it's not consuming. So it's using the Copilot Studio feature. So it's really, really good because we can pass different websites and also different information, different documents, and then the Copilot will generate these answers for me. So as you can see here, Copilot is a platform that allows users to create AI-powered Copilots for various purposes. So in this case, we have different reference as well. As you can see, if I press anything here, so I'll be available and learn more about Copilot that I have asked for the chatbot. And also, as you can see here, we have, let me go to just to show you quickly, because we have few minutes yet. We have another option that we can go to generative answers on the left-hand side. And also we will be available to train the chatbot by using different public websites. And also you can pass your SharePoint source and also public websites here. And also you can store some documents. So in this case, as I showed to you before, we have a Power Platform documentation guide, licensing guide. So we can use this file to train the chatbot with the Power Platform licensing guide. So we'll have an AI chatbot about Power Platform license. So it's really good to have documents here and also to store documents on the conversation as well. And also you can change the Copilot content moderation. So in this case, we have high with less wrong response. So we are using AI. So sometimes we have issues with the answer as well. But we have both covered nodes and also have different features here. And the last thing is if you'd like to connect this with Azure OpenAI, so we have an option that we can build. Let me go to Untitled that I forgot to change the title. So, and also just to improves the time as well. So if you have any questions, you can send me on the chat, and also you can send on the information the question answers here, and also I will try to help you. And also the last thing that is important. So if you'd like to connect the data and also the artificial intelligence by using the Copilot with Power Automate, basically you have an option to call an action, call a Power Automate flow. So in this case, I already have this one. That is the old one I built 8 days ago. So and also when we have Power Automate Cloud Flows, we can pass the user message, and also we can receive the outputs from the flow. So in this case, if I open this flow here, I will be available to see the information that we have inside Azure OpenAI service. Inside Azure OpenAI, let me open the Azure OpenAI as well. So in parallel, that I get an issue to open the Azure OpenAI before, but it's strange because it was showing well 2 days ago, probably the license, or I forgot to delete the item here. But in general, I have the chatbot here. Machine learning, Azure OpenAI, Azure AI service. Yeah, it's strange. Anyway, let me go back to the topics. The Power Automate Cloud Flow. And here, as you can see here, let me add the Cloud Flow here. I'm not wrong, I have the history here on my browser, and also we can, let me check if I have, yeah, I have the link as well. So inside the Power Automate Cloud Flow, basically you can send a message, you can use trigger phrases, and also you can pass to the Cloud Flow, and also we can receive the message, the user message, by using inputs to the Cloud Flow, and then we can manipulate the answers and also the information, the question that we have here. And also I will not show the compose action because the compose action is a generic question, is a generic action that we have inside the Cloudflow. And also with this question here, we can pass the information to Azure OpenAI. With the Azure OpenAI action, we can use HTTP request, and also we can send a request by using these path, and also it's my chatbot, my Azure OpenAI. And also we can pass the system message as well. So in this case, I'm passing as you are a Power Platform specialist, and your name is GPPB 24 Germany. So in this case, we can pass the user message, the information that we are receiving from Copilot Studio, and then we can set up the temperature, the penalty, and so on, the tokens as well that we would like to have. And then we can receive the output. We can manipulate the output, that we often have choices and messages and so on. And then we can send back to the Copilot. And also, if you'd like to connect to Azure OpenAI Studio, so basically you can open Azure OpenAI Studio.myazure.com, and basically you can build your chatbots the same as we have on inside Copilot Studio. We have inside the Azure OpenAI Studio, and basically you can ask, what is love? You can ask anything by using artificial intelligence, and also we have the answer here. So the benefit of using Azure OpenAI, we can connect a low-code platform with an AI platform built by Microsoft. In this case, you can open the view code options, and also with the view code options, you have different tools that you can use. So I often use the last one to get the HTTP request that I need to send, and also the headers that I need to pass, API key that I need to replace here, the content type, that application JSON, and also the structure of the message that I need to pass to the by using Power Automate Cloudflow. So in this case, I just can copy this and also paste in my Cloudflow and just replace in the user message here, what is love? I don't need to pass what is love. I need to receive this information from Copilot. So that's it for me. Any questions?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sorry about the time.
No, that's totally fine. I haven't seen any questions so far, but this was a very informative topic on copilots, custom copilots. And so the recording of the session will be available on Tech Day Pakistan YouTube channel. And if you can share your contact details, if anyone have to contact you in future, they can reach out to you. And you can just share that information, and we will then move to our next session.
Perfect. And also, I would like to say thank you, everyone, for this event. Thank you for this opportunity. It's a great pleasure to be here and also to help you to talk about Copilot. So if you have any questions, you can send me a message later. And also thanks for our organizers for this event. So it's always a pleasure.